So good morning to all. I am Dr. Om Prakash from Central Department. Today I am going to discuss World Wide Web architecture. The World Wide Web is a network information system and it provides a distributed client server service in which the client is using a browser to access the service from the server. So normally the client can send a request to the server and the server can respond to the client based on the request. The next is hypertext and hypermedia. The hypertext is creating a document that in turn refer to other document. In a hypertext document, a part of text can be defined as a link to another document. Normally, the hypertext is, for example, in a HTML page, if you click on the links, it will refer the other document, other HTML document. If it is a hypermedia document, if in that HTML document, if you click any of the documents, we can download any audio, video, or any other images, text or images. That is hypermedia. Normally the web client contains browser. The browser from the web client can be accessed to the server by using only the browser. They have to send the URL request to the server. Normally the browser is an application software that allows to explore the information on the web. When the user accesses the web server, the server give the response to the client. The web browser can extract the information from the server like text, audio, video, animation, and etc. The response from the web server is to interpret text and commands contains in the web pages. So there are each browser consists of three parts. The first one is a controller, the second one is a client protocol, the third one is the interpreter. A controller receives the information from the keyboard. Whenever the user gives the information, type the information to this system that we can call it as a controller. The client protocol, the client will access the document from the server, and the interpreter is to display the documents on the screen from the server to the web browser. The role of web server is, it is a collection of web pages, while a web server is a software that responds to the request for web resources. Normally what the client will do is, the client is or a browser has to send a request to the server. Based on this corresponding request, the server will respond to the browser based on the user request. When a client send a request for a web page, the web server search for a requested page to the client through the HTTP responses. So normally if the status code, while client is accessing the server, if the status code lies between 200 to 400, we can call it as a successful response. If it is less than 200 or greater than 400, we can call it as a unsuccessful response. If for example, if a user send a request using the browser to the server, if the server page is not found, that is, for example, we can 404 error 404. If not found means there will be a forbidden error. There are some popular web servers such as Apache, Microsoft Internet Information Server. The next one is the uniform resource locator. What URL will do is, the URL will locate the resource on the internet. Where the resource is there, the URL will locate the corresponding where it is available in the server. It has protocol, host, port, and the path. What protocol will do is, the protocol is a client server application program used to retrieve the documents, whether it is HTTP request or HTTPS. The next one is a host. Host is a domain name of the computer on which information is located. Where information located, for example, if I want to get from the host is a google.com, we can make www.google.com. The third one is a port. The port is optional. If you want use the port, we can access the port, otherwise there is of no need. It is an optional one. The next one is the path, where the file is located, in which place the file is located, we can assign the path while using the URL. The next topic is the web documents. There are three types of web documents. The first one is a static document, the second one is the dynamic, and third one is the active document. In the static document, if the user access the content, whether at the time the document is written. For example, if the contents in the static document, the contents won't be changed. For each request, it will display the document in the as a same response. For example, when a user send a request, HTTP request to the server will respond only to the HTTP page, response to the HTTP page. Okay, in that we can't change any document, such as the static document such as HTML, XML, XSL, and XHTML. The next one is a dynamic document. The dynamic document, there is not it is not a predefined form. For example, if I want to client asks to send a request to the server, depends on the client request, the response will be changed. It is not only the HTTP HTML response. When a request arrives to the web server, runs an application program that creates the document. For example, I am going to design one web page. If I want to give any information, for example, register number, student name, any information, after getting the submit button, based on the user recommendation, it will displace the output. It depends on the user recommendation. The technologies involved in the dynamic document is PHP, JSP, and ASP, etc. And dynamic documents are referred to as a server-side dynamic documents. The third one is the active documents. The active documents consists of, it's a computer program that the server sends the browser, and the browser must run locally. For example, if a client send a request to the server, the client can itself change it from this browser's place. So when it runs, the active document program can interact with the user and change the display continuously. The active documents are sometimes referred to as client-side dynamic documents. So thank you so much.